and freedom are like India, Pakistan, and New Zealand. One has a boundary while one doesn't have. So, sir, can I clarify the difference between independence and freedom with you today? Sir, can we have it?
Thank you, Rayan. At the outset, I wish to thank Dr. Shama and the National Institute of Influencers for inviting me. And I wish everybody a very happy 74th Republic Day. It is a great event for the country today that we are celebrating our republic. Our constitution was framed on the 26th of November and 1950, and we celebrate our Republic Day from 26th of January 1950. So it's a great honor to be part of the show today. And a very interesting question you have asked was independence is a larger term. Simple terms. We got our independence. That means that we were independent to make our choices. And whatever choices our independence gave to us, we had the freedom to exercise any of those choices we wanted to exercise. For example, you got your independence from the rule of the British. You had now a freedom of choice to elect your own leader in a democratic process, because that democratic process was given to us because of our independence. So, in the larger context, you have the independence, which has no boundaries. Freedom within the independence, we have been actually given the freedom to exercise any choice. For example, Rayan is an independent person today because his parents have given him that kind of independence to exercise the freedom of his own choices, what he wants to pursue in his career. So that, in the broader sense, is the difference between independence and freedom.
Wow, sir, what an example. I absolutely agree with you, sir. And thanks for sharing these wisdom nuggets today. Means a lot always, sir. Over to Dr. Shama, ma'am.
Rajanji, it is really an very genuine example where each and everyone can understand. हम जानते हैं आप सब लोग देख रहे हैं और सब समझ भी रहे हैं. Just अभी बहुत कुछ बाकी है. So my dear friends, the next question to Rajanji is, everyone might have seen the spirit of independence in 1947. Like, आओ बच्चों तुम्हें दिखाई झांकी हिंदुस्तान की, इस मिट्टी से तिलक करो, ये धरती है बलिदान की, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम. आओ बच्चों तुम्हें दिखाई झांकी हिंदुस्तान की, इस मिट्टी से तिलक करो, ये धरती है बलिदान की, वंदे मातरम. This was the spirit in 1947 for independence. Each and every one, from the teacher to the students, from the patriotic leader to the servant, each and every one. So my question to Rajanji is, Rajanji, do you think the same spirit we have even in 2023? From 1947, the patriotic spirit. If we don't have, what should we do? If we have, how to inculcate it more? Thank you, Rajanji.
Very interesting question, Dr. Shama, because the kind of feeling which we had in 1947 when we were under a ruler And to fight for our freedom, we had leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, uh, Nechaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who said, "Give me your blood, I will give freedom." And he made the Indian National Army. He recruited volunteers, almost 40,000 people, and came from Burma in 1944. And he took the help of the Japanese and the Germans to fight the British. So that was the sentiment of that time. Difficult to make a comparison because parameters have changed, thinking has changed, thought has changed, and the youth has changed. The circumstances and environments have changed. When we talk about the same feeling, obviously you can't have the same feeling because the environment is different today. The thoughts and the requirements of the youth are different today. Because in those days we were fighting to get freedom. Today we have our own freedom, but we are trying to preserve the unity of the country. There are many diverse forces today which are acting to cloud the mind of the youth. The vested interests are there. A lot of players are there. Political parties are there, trying to create a divide in the country. So today the challenges are different. And in today's time, it is very important to stay united. United in the terms of caste, in terms of creed, and in terms of religion. And therefore, I would feel that the challenges of today are of a different kind. And we need leaders who rise above these caste, creed, and religion and govern the country in a transparent manner. Today, we are looking for kind of leadership who can lead the nation in the 21st century because we have seen what is happening around us. China is at the LAC, Pakistan is on the line of control, and there are issues in the neighborhood. Sri Lanka is there, other countries are there, as well as what is happening in the world in general. We are aware of Ukraine, Russia war, and its economic impact on the other nations. To sum it up, the challenges are immense. The youth have to be dispassionate, stay united, stay calm, and you build up on your skills. Because unless you build up your skills, you will not make the country stronger. And that nationalistic feeling today has to come back. Because if it is not there in some of us, we as influencers, we as International Institute of Influencers, have a very great responsibility today to get this feeling of nation building back in the youth today. And it's a immense challenge. And Dr. Shama, you're doing a wonderful job. I have seen what kind of efforts you are putting in to get that feeling of nation building back on track. And even if we can contribute 0.01% of this to the nation, I think we have done our job. Dr. Shama.
Thank you, Rajanji. It means a lot. Definitely, Rajanji, you have inspired us and definitely will continue to do this in building the youth, especially for the nation building. And I totally agree that there are lots of challenges compared to the before. From 1947 to 2023, right now we are having lots of challenges, and to overcome them, we need to build up this youth spirit, nation building, patriotic spirit. I call it as PQ, patriotic quotient. in addition to IQ, EQ, now we need even PQ as well, so that we can emerge as in now India is one of the most emerging country in the world where each and every one are respecting us. We really feel proud of being an Indian. And staying in other country, we can know exactly what is the value of Indian here. So definitely we will try our best. And thank you for inspiring us. Keep inspiring us, Rajanji. Thank you once again for this
Always.
wonderful. Rayan, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, 1 second. Here we have a patriotic quotient scale, PQ scale. Let me weigh mine. Wow, so I got 3.4 out of 10. What about Rajan sir's? Oh, you cannot measure it. It's infinity, it's showing you. Wow, sir. Yeah. Okay. Rajan sir, I have seen public day parades in TV, and it always amuses me the dignity and the stiff mannerism of the military. The way they march, they show their inevitability and their love to the nation. It brings life to the Republic Day. But however, today, life to Republic Day is brought by you itself, sir. We don't need a parade because we have you. So, sir, can I request you to take us to the wonderful experience and the process of journey to the Republic Day parade, sir?
A very interesting question, Diana. I really appreciate the way you explained the patriotic quotient, and the Republic Day parade is an event where the nation showcases its strength, its power, soft power as well as the hard power. It's an amalgamation of technology, military, cultural diversity, and the rich heritage the country has today. The strength of each state is showcased, and certain themes are taken up, like basically environmental issues are also addressed, and a realization is given to the public about the challenges ahead. The parade, the preparation itself starts with a great deal of planning. And if you see the precision with which the soldiers were marching, it comes with sweat, blood, and toil. And it doesn't come overnight. It is built up with the kind of training is given in the army. And the standard of drill, the distance maintained between each column, you would see them marching for kilometers with the same kind of josh and hosh. Because फौज में बोलते हैं जोश के साथ होश भी बहुत जरूरी. So that is the spirit, and it starts with the arrival of the President of India, the Prime Minister, the Vice President, all the dignitaries are there. And every year we invite a foreign head of state. This time we had the President of Egypt coming to us. And for the first time, we had a contingent of the Egyptian armed forces also marching along with our forces. So that was a signal of the kind of friendship we have with Egypt. And it starts with the theme was this time Atmanirbhar Bharat and woman power. How the women of our country are coming forward to lead the nation. And we had the contingents being led by women officers, and we saw that impeccable marching standards. So we had this main battle tank Arjun, a Mark 1 Alpha being showcased. We had our Vajra K9 self-propelled gun, and all indigenously built. You know that all that equipment which was shown, the Nag missile, the mobile infantry combat vehicle, the helicopters, uh, Rudra and Dhruv, which actually came into the formations, the Prachand helicopter, it was showcased. The Akash missile system, which was showcased. The communication equipment, which was actually shown to the world. So it gave a message to everybody, including our adversaries, that we have the military might, we have the technology. If anybody will mess with us, he will get a bloody nose. So that was the message. Then we had these jhankis, as they call it, of each state, Jammu and Kashmir, the Nagas, the Assamese, Maharashtra, and each jhanki or tableau, as you call it in English, uh, it showcased the cultural heritage of that. And culmination was a dance. On first time, we had various types of dances which we have in the country. We had the bihu, we had the bhangra, we had the kuchipudis, all dancing together in absolute synchronization. So the message is that the nation is synchronized. All the states who are part of the Union of India work together to achieve a singular aim, and that is nation building. Take the nation actually forward to make India a superpower in the coming years. We are the fifth largest economy in the world, and we have to grow into a $5 trillion economy as far as the vision of our Prime Minister. So we all support this vision, and we also had six Agniveers also taking part in the parade. As you are aware, the Agniveer is the new system of recruitment, and it showed that within a period of 1 month, we were able to train these Agniveers to come and take part in the RD parade. We had the National Cadet Corps, boys and girls, coming and showing their standard of drill, and the spirit was evident, and it culminated with a daredevil show by the Corps of Signals. It's a world record. 33 motorcycles together in unison with each other, and it's a world record. Then we had the impressive fly past, in which we had the Rafale aircraft, we had the Sukhoi, and we had the helicopters Dhruv and Rudra, telling the world that our next objective is to indigenize our aviation industry. And we are working towards that. We are showcasing our nation. And it's a moment with so much of pride. We saw for the first time the gesture of the Prime Minister in inviting all the artisans, all the engineers who have constructed the Central Vista, the Parliament building, and they were given a place of honor in the VVIP seatings in the Public Day Parade. So that showed the humility and the compassion and the gratitude the nation has for its workers. So that is the message.
Wow, sir. As you said, it shows the rich heritage and diversity and the strength of the country. Even the distance maintained between them, it's perfect. And as you said, sir, जोश के साथ होश, लेकिन मेरे होश तो उड़ गए अभी, पता नहीं किधर तो चले गए. Over to you, ma'am.
Rajanji, honestly, to be say means the saga of the journey of Republic Day parade that you have given to us today make each and every Indian to feel proud of. To feel proud of. That's what that we are rich in every sector. We are working hard to bring the sustainability in the world. We are placing our place in the world, and there is no means starting from the, as you said, each and even the workers were given their importance to know that they are also part of the nation's development and women development. Every aviation sectors, every sector of the country is developing. I'm sure our every country in the world will be definitely having a percentage of enviness for this. So thank you so much, Rajanji, for this wonderful. I think everyone watching today had this wonderful Republic Day parade given by Rajanji, Major General Rajan Kochhar. Thank you once again, Rajanji. Now, coming to the next question, Rajan जी, यूजुअली हमने सुना था कि बहुत सा एक फेमस गाना है जिसमें कर चले हम फिदा जान वतन साथियों, कर चले हम फिदा जान वतन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले है वतन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले है वतन साथियों. So many struggles, so many tough battles. A soldier means itself is a toughness. Leaving family, going apart is itself a very tough job. Very tough job. Apart from that, lots of things you have to do which are not human as well sometimes, which needs lots of discipline, dedication, commitment, sincerity, integrity, accountability. So lots of tough battles have to be played in the life of a army officer, or a soldier. So can we request you, Rajanji, for a moment to share your toughest moment of the life of your life, toughest moment?
Very difficult to single out one moment. Was journey of 41 years uniform from the age of 17 to 40 to 58. Because I joined the National Defense Academy at the age of 17 and I retired at the age of 58. So 41 years in the uniform, great journey for me. Yes, if I go back in times, I can recall an incident when I was a major in the Indian Army, and I was posted in Jammu and Kashmir, and it was around 1 o'clock in the night, and there was terrorist attack on our camp, and we were presumably there were around 8 to 10 of them, and they tried to enter from one of the gates, shot down one of our men, and we retaliated with the fire. And I was in my house that time, 1 o'clock in the night, and I called that there has been an attack like this. So I immediately married that time, 2 daughters. So I immediately put on my uniform, and I had the weapon with me because those days, 1997, we normally carried a weapon with us all the time. And I immediately rushed because I was the administrative officer of that area of my unit, and all those men were under my command. Of course, the unit was commanded by a full colonel. And I immediately rushed to the site, and we had deployed our men, and we stopped that breach, because ours was a walled unit, and it had a outer perimeter and it had a inner perimeter also. So we had the advantage that we could take positions in the internal perimeter, and the breach was actually made in the outer perimeter. So sentry was alert, and early warning came to us in time, so that we could light up the area, because we had the security lights with us. Huge tower masts were there. So we could light up those areas and focus on the place from where these people had entered. And then we had retaliated, and we were able to kill two of them, and the remaining escaped. So that was a firefight which took almost around 90 minutes of a heavy volume of fire. And so I was leading my men that time. And in the meanwhile, we asked for reinforcements from the cantonment. There is something known as a quick reaction teams. So they got activated, and the reinforcements came within about 10 minutes. So the response was excellent. And because of the response and because of the reinforcements, we were able to kill these two militants, and we were able to ensure that we only had one casualty, and we could avoid them getting inside, because if they had got inside, casualties would have been much more. So that was a very interesting and challenging incident of my life.
Rajanji, I think I don't know, means how much dareness, and you have to take this swift decisions that time, and you have to take care of the whole team. Means thinking itself is very difficult for me right now. Means I was like shocked to hear this incidents. Like salute to you, Rajanji. It's for your, it's you are protecting our country. You are protecting us. No words. Thank you once again, Rajanji. Jai Hind. Over to you, Rayan.
Thank you, ma'am. So, sir, speaking of toughest moments, wars, right? The first thing that comes to your mind is wars. So, sir, the history has witnessed many wars, like so many. Even if you ask any student, including Zayan or including anyone, what did you learn in history class in school? They would say Battle of Panipat, Battle of Waterloo, World War One, World War Two, etc. Now it's not the end. We are yet to witness many wars in the future by these ongoing situations and conditions. So, sir, only the dead, according to me, only the dead have seen the end of war, and that's facts. So, sir, how can we achieve a war-free world? We want to know. The whole nation around here wants to know, sir, that how do we achieve a war-free world?
Uh, it will be an illusion to think about it, because today's environment, today's the way the countries are thinking, I don't think that we can ever stay in a war-free world. So we have to be a realistic to understand that we can minimize conflicts. That is the aim. We can't eliminate conflicts, because conflicts are based on religion, are based on ideology, are based on land, are based on greed. And we human beings have these failings because we have greed, we have lust, and that is why we get into conflicts. You can go back into history, you can read about World War One, World War Two, why it happened. You can talk about the 1962 conflict with China. You can talk about Pakistan 65, 71, Kargil 99. You can talk about Ukraine, Russia. You can talk about Syria. You can talk about Lebanon. You can talk about Egypt. You can talk about Israel. You can talk about North Korea. You can talk about Taiwan, China. I mean, you can talk about Iran. You can talk about Saudi Arabia. So, talk about Armenia, Azerbaijan. So I can give you, I can go on and on. And there is no stopping of the conflict zone or the hot zones or the hot spots, as we call it in the world today. So it is this kind of leadership of the superpowers, the United States, the Russia, the China. If there is a conflict of interest in superpowers themselves, how can you stop the conflict? Because if the United States is going to precipitate conflict in Ukraine, how can we stop the war? And they are vested interests want these wars to happen because there is an industry, there is a defense industry which is thriving on this situation. The economic or the economy of a country is thriving on this situation. So as long as we have these vested interests who thrive on perpetuating war, I don't think there can be an end to war. Who will be a peace ambassador today? Who will broker an end to the conflict? Because I don't see anybody around. I don't see a leader of that eminence or of that personality or of that power today who bring an end to conflicts. So we can only hope that sanity prevails in the powerful nations of today because they are the perpetuators of everything. If what happened in Afghanistan, if what happened in Syria, if what happened in Iraq, the 1991 Gulf War. So I'm with you. A war is not a solution to problems. No war has ever solved a problem. It has only created more problems. And any country which is going to war today has a setback by almost 20 to 30 years. Because the people who look for development, who look for jobs, who look for the well-being of their own families are not going to get it. And if the entire energy structure or the infrastructure of a country is going to get destroyed, you can imagine that how many years it will take to rebuild that again. So that is the issue. And we can make a beginning. We can influence the youth of the country to think of not creating issues and problems in the country. Our own internal situation has to improve if the country has to move forward. So all of us are making a beginning because all of us are peace ambassadors. We are spreading the message of peace all around, and it should not actually deter you. What I have actually said, I have painted a very pessimistic picture in front of you, so don't get carried away by that. But keep on working hard at your own levels, and you will find that you will make a difference. After all, a drop actually makes an ocean. Drop by drop only makes an ocean. So you are all the drops around, and I'm sure in times to come, the difference will be seen by all of us.
Absolutely, rightly said, sir. We cannot eliminate wars, but minimize it. Just like how we cannot cure a disease completely from this world, but prevent it from happening. Prevention is always better than cure. Yeah, sir. So my next question is: we cannot always build the youth. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. So, sir, most youth are building their social lives, the social media, rather than building the nation. So, my next question is: how can youth of a nation support in nation building? Like, what minimum requirements, what minimum etiquettes are required for us to develop, for us, the youth, to develop, sir?
And there is no quick fix solution to these problems what you have given. It's only a point of view I'll express because every person does not think alike. So the areas which are the most important, I feel, uh, are three areas. One is character building. The second is skill development. And the third is time management. These three areas, if you make it a part of your life, you can go on the internet and Google will actually give you 25 things to do. But don't do that. Because I'm telling you from my experience, the first is character building, the most important. In the character building, discipline and self-discipline is the most important. So if you bring self-discipline in your life, if you bring honesty in your life, integrity in your life, job is done. And how much you can bring it will depend upon you. You have to set the goals yourself. Nobody can set your goals for you. Always remember that. You have to set your own goals. And your goals will be based on your value system. The way your parents have brought you up in this world, what kind of values have they initiated into you? What kind of value system your teachers have given you? And then your mentors have given you. So the character building is the most important. And then we come to skill development. No nation can become strong if it does not have the skills. The skills actually come from the people of the nation who make the nation. So if you are a skilled nation, obviously your nation is getting stronger. You don't have to go to other countries to buy that skill or to buy that technology. If you have the skill to develop artificial intelligence within your own country and use it to better your own systems, then you don't need anybody else. So skill development is an extremely important. Character building is extremely important. And these two will make the nation extremely strong. And the third aspect is, of course, time management, as I said. Don't waste time because time, if it is lost, it can't come back. Today, if I have wasted my day, it cannot be compensated because you see that time is gone. It's like your bank account, and if you have got 1,000 rupees in your bank account, and if you withdraw 500, that much of debit has gone into your account, so only 500 is left. You can't actually make it 1,000 again unless you put more money in your account. So it's extremely important that plan your day. Start your day with a prayer. Start your day with yoga, a mental exercise, a physical exercise. Go for a jog in the morning. Be with nature. You will find that you will be so much energized, and then you can make out a to-do list for the day. You can list out, okay, today I want to do A, B, C, D, E. Follow it, and at the end of the day, let me tell you, Rayan, you will have a very good sleep. You will sleep well, and when you are lying on your bed, you will reflect what you did the whole day. And if you have done it well, you will have a smile coming on your face. So be happy, smile all the time, and spread your smile all over. That is my message to all of you.
Wow, sir. Yeah, as you said, we need three prerequisites for nation building. And you even said that Google would give 25 useless reasons. So I thought, let's try that. Okay. Let me ask Google. Okay, Google, can you give me the reasons for nation building? Let's see.
Oh, please, Ray, and listen to Rajan Sir. Don't waste time on Google. Rajan Sir has explained better than me.
Oh, sir,
You're very smart.
I have no words. Google
You
has
have
said
manipulated
that.
the Google also, looks like it.
Thank you, sir. Oh, it means a lot, sir. Over to Mama.
Thank you so much, Rajanji. Honestly, I was just looking at you. My eyes were not even moving at Miss what you said about the skill building, time, character building, managing the time, priorities of the time, setting the priorities, and happiness, a big smile all the time, which really makes us. Thank you so much, Rajanji. These simple things, if we follow, if everyone, especially the budding youth, they will make their life very happy and happiest. Thank you, Rajanji. It's really means a lot. I think this is the biggest takeaway for the youth today, especially on from your side. And Rajanji, last question. Last question. Like so many soldiers, I'm sure everyone will be inspired from each and every one. Either by listening something or by seeing somebody. So may I ask you, Rajanji, like any inspirational song or whom? I'm giving options, Rajanji, like inspirational song or whom you always get inspired from your side, Rajanji.
Okay, Dr. Shama, only 2 lines since you requested me. कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की, तू कौम पे लुटाए जा. So that is my message to all of you. Make your country strong. Make your कौम strong. जिंदगी हम अपने कौम के लिए जीते हैं, हम अपनी कौम को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने के लिए. और वंदे मातरम, another beautiful message. Vande Mataram. It's got a very, very deep message, and spread unity in diversity. Extremely important to keep the nation strong this way. Thank you very much.
Exactly, Rajanji. What you said is right. That when you say Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujala, Sufala, Malaya Jasitala. Thank you, sir, for making our day.
Thank you.
Rajanji. Last, Rajanji, your wishes for International Institute of Influencers. We would love to receive from you.
Dr. Shama, I mean, and Rayan, you two are the extremely strong pillars of International Institute. You have the passion, you have the dedication, you have the determination, you have the courage, and you have the strength. So with all these qualities, when you have a few persons, the organization is bound to go leaps ahead. And the kind of work which you are doing, I'm seeing Global TV Express coming now. It's a new thing. It's a new passion of yours. And you have given wings to your dreams. And that is why it is happening. Continue with this. Try to bring in more good people into the organization. Try to strengthen this movement. It's already a global movement. I'm aware of it. So many countries, people have actually joined your movement. And many more will join in times to come. So make it strong, vibrant, and happening, which is already there in the ethos of this organization. And I can only wish you all the very best. God bless you in all your endeavors. And keep on doing well and keep on smiling. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajanji.
Sir,
Thank you, Rajanji. A big salute once again. Yes, Riyan.
So even if we call people, sir, good people, the balancing weight will go down here. But sir, by calling you, sir, the weight will go down, sir, completely. Because you're enough, sir. They are equivalent to those good people. We have won.
Thank you, Rajan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rajanji, once again for
Thank you, Dr.
inspiring
Shama.
us. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you for your
And Happy Republic Day once again.
Happy Republic Day. Jai Hind, Rajanji.
Recording stopped.